Hi, my name is Afrid Nakrida and I'm running for Communications and Marketing Officer.
Hi, my name is Gemma O'Leary and I'm running for Communications and Marketing Officer.
Well, I personally want to start with the basic information. I don't feel that the website provides enough basic information in terms of, say, welfare problems or education problems. If I want to get an extension for my essay, I have to go through 3 different Trinity portals to get the answers there. And if I'm freaking out over getting an essay in on time because I'm sick, that's not what I need. That's not good for my head. So I want that information to be readily packaged on the SU website. I want the information for how to get the cheapest STI check to be packaged on the welfare section of the SU website. And then at a more kind of day-to-day level, I've got a lot of kind of social media experience and I want the SU's social media to be better packaged. I want it to be more regular, more diverse in terms of photo and video content, and I've got experience there in terms of getting out videos under a lot of time pressure and getting out good videos under time pressure. Because I think at the moment the social media is a bit bland, so I think there's a lot to improve there.
I also obviously think that the website needs a complete revamp, and so does the social media, and I relish the challenge of re-strategizing all that. But I think that the way that I really want to start is by actually speaking to students at a very personal level, like day to day. I really want to mandate the SU Sabbats and the part-time officers to be more on the ground instead of kind of being holed up in House 6 as it is now. Like, you never see them out around in their hoodies talking to students. I think that by having by approaching students in the Arts Block and in the Hamilton, that's how I could really communicate with them. And I have a plan to do a video vox pop every week asking students what they think about student issues at a local and national level.
I think it's absolutely necessary, and I've talked to Sabbats about this to kind of just reaffirm what I already thought, but I think that both UT and Comms have been suffering from the kind of division of labour that's currently going on for the sole sabbatical officer, and I think that with a renewed focus, UT can improve in terms of its content and style, in terms of its online presence, and Comms can completely rebrand and make the SU more accessible, more attractive, which is what is needed at the moment, because I think we're all a bit jaded with the current Students' Union. And I think a slicker presence and a better package presence and even just a more accessible union would be kind of the answer to opening it up a little bit and making it that bit less, that bit cooler, that bit slicker.
I think the fact that this question is even being asked just shows how much UT has become synonymous with SU communication. It's become emblematic of it when it really shouldn't be. It should be something that enjoys editorial independence, and there should be so much more to the SU's communication strategy than just UT. The communications position is actually older than that of UT editor, so it seems like people think that the comms position is actually the new position, whereas it's UT that's the new position, and it's great, obviously, that they've split, because UT has become something so big that it deserves to have its own department, its own officer, and so does communications, because like Afrik said, they are both suffering from the current situation. Definitely not. I think the SU only represents a small minority of students, and those are the ones that go to council, because that's where things get decided, and then those things don't really get communicated properly to students, and I don't think anyone really has any idea what's going on. I think, like Afrik said, everyone's a bit jaded with the current SU. I don't think it seeks to represent all students, but I really don't think that it does. That's why I think it's so important to actually ask students what they want and then give it to them. So we have a really poor level of student participation in campaigns and stuff. That's something that the SU is always trying to push, getting us out there to protest. We actually have the lowest percentage of people going out to protest, and I think getting the ENTS crew and stuff involved in that and making it kind of more a big event across campus as a whole would really help to up our level of participation in student activism.
Yeah, I personally think the thing with the SU is that you either get involved in first year as a class rep, or you don't really get involved at all at that time. I think the main drop-off is in those years, kind of from, say, second year up, and there's also a huge drop-off in Hillary term in terms of involvement, which is a lot like societies and how they work. Most of the time you get involved in first year of FMS and you stay there. But I think the second year and up is an even better time to get involved. because that's when you have more time, and that's when you kind of know yourself better, and know the college better, and are more comfortable. So I think what the SU needs to do really is reach out to students on a basis of the issues that they're interested in. So targeting those students, say, who have a passion for gender equality or LGBT rights or for advocating for students with disabilities. Because the SU works hard there, but they need more people who are passionate and driven about those issues in particular than, say, the select few at council who have spread their attentions over all the issues at hand. And I think that would bring a lot of energy to the SU. And then also, I think just in terms of reaching out and broadening it out just beyond the class rep base. Because class reps are obviously incredibly useful to the SU and incredibly useful to the student body in general. But we focus too much in the union on their work and on their support. And I think in doing that, we have blocked out a lot of students from the union.
Yeah, I think that, the UT will always be the newspaper of the Students' Union. It is funded by the Students' Union, and I will continue to, if I'm elected, I will continue to support UT in every way that I can. But I do think that, as I said, it needs to enjoy more editorial independence. So I think that it needs to move away from a fear of publishing maybe negative things about the SU. And I think that a way that we could help that is by giving more information and more attention to the other college publications. I do tend to fully support them as well, including Trinity News.
Yeah, I think a more balanced dispersal of information across the board could only help. I've been involved with publications personally, just from shooting for TN2 a bit and working with the brand a lot in terms of design and the occasional article. And I think that at the moment, TN's position of kind of underdog when it comes to student union news does have an impact on its reporting. And I think that has really helped TN, that the complete editorial independence it has from the union has really improved its quality of reporting and its quality of writing. So I think the balance there, both TN could get a better amount of information from us in the future, and UT could get a more balanced, less kind of mouthpiece of the union, less biased mouthpiece of the union. In terms of that, their news could improve, and their news could be a lot more interesting, I think.
To be honest, I think it's almost better not having that whole SU background of being a class rep or a faculty convener, because, as I said, the way, basically the core of what I want to do is for the SU to represent those students that don't go to council, that aren't involved in that kind of way. And so I think that never having been one of those myself, I'm actually quite a good person to represent the wider student body. And yeah, I mean, I have experience with societies, college life in general. I'm on the publicity committee for DU History Society, and I've organised a lot of sponsorship and stuff for them, so I have a lot of experience in marketing, sponsorship, for Trinity Cancer Society as well. So I think I have had a pretty rounded experience of college life on a whole, and I think I do know what students want and why they're disenchanted with the SU.
Yeah, as I say, I obviously don't have much SU experience, and I think knowing the structures of the SU and knowing how the committees work would help, but I'm just going to work really hard with Sam on the handover period if I get into office, and just have him give me the lowdown as quickly and as efficiently as possible, because I've got a lot of experience in marketing generally. I've been working in paid marketing positions since I was 18, in Edinburgh and Dublin for various brands. At the moment I'm working for Promo doing their marketing, and that kind of taught me how to work with businesses who target students, and it taught me how to create a student deal. And so now I know the kind of margins that businesses are working with in terms of students, so I know how to kind of get a good deal of the week while being realistic about how much businesses can spend. And then obviously as well, I ran the marketing for the Phil for 2 years, and in doing that I secured major sponsorship deals. And so with that I hope to secure some good sponsorship deals for the union and bring in a lot of revenue to every aspect of the Students' Union. Yeah, the first year I was involved with the freeze marches and that sort of thing. But I think the attendance to those marches has dropped off a huge amount, in part due to poor publicity, not due to the drive and the passion of the students who were involved and of the presidents who were involved. So I think a renewed focus on publicising those campaigns. But I also think that some campaigns in the past few years have been incredibly successful and are something to be proud of. In particular, say, Donald's voter registration drive for the LGBT marriage referendum, which is obviously very close to my heart. And I think the coming year will be a really important year, especially in terms of levies and the increased fees. and I really look forward to working on that.
Yeah, I've been to some of the pro-choice marches. That's something that is really important to me as well, and a couple of fees marches as well. Afric mentioned the voter drive for the gay marriage referendum. I thought that was super important, but I also think that we should have that kind of voter drive every year, because it's really important to get students on the electoral register, and it increases student activism and student participation in. I think that if students are encouraged to participate in politics at a national level, they'll also probably be more likely to participate at a college level as well. So I think it gets more people interested in the union as well as national politics.
Cool. So you both said that march attendance has been dropping off in the last few years. Do either of you guys have any idea what the attendance at the last fees march was?
5,000?
Sorry, from Trinity Television.
Oh, right. No, I don't know from Trinity Television.
Would you say it was one of the highest or lowest in use?
I think I heard that for the last one it had got higher.
Okay, yeah, it was actually the highest out of all Irish colleges and the highest from Trinity in a long time.
I think that what I don't like about the current brand is sort of the cheesiness of it. Maybe the whole thing about council and having to hashtag council bants when you're tweeting about it. I don't think it's very slick, was the word that Afric used. I think that just trying to make the SU a little bit cooler, but also less centred on class reps, conveners, more open to different types of students, more inclusive really, because I think that there's a very strong stereotype of a cookie cutter SU person or candidate or class rep, and I think that I want to change that, and so that everybody can be a member of the SU.
I actually like the current branding in terms of graphic design and image, but I think that it's not entirely consistent. I think it falls down in a lot of places. So the main thing the incoming communications and marketing officer will have to do is to paper over a lot of cracks and to just kind of fix a lot of small issues within the branding and the kind of general presence. But I do think that the current branding is a good basis to work off. And beyond that, I think it's more just about kind of packaging things better visually and building kind of more kind of video campaigns and building kind of a more attractive and appealing social media presence. I'm reaching out to students through social media and asking for suggestions and questions constantly, and maybe running kind of more competitions through the social media, and just that, because that is the best way to increase engagement, is to kind of maybe deliver some sort of reward system in the first basis to increase the current drive within the online presence. To be honest, I think the main thing would just be my experience. I've worked for various brands, but the SU is kind of the first brand that I actually really would be passionate about, because I love Trinity, and the past 4 years in Trinity just brought me so much happiness, and if I could kind of make life a bit more interesting via the SU for students, and if I could make kind of things a bit more exciting for some students, then it'd be a huge honour. And it's humbling even to be caught up in this, and to even have safe volunteers. It's already been absolutely overwhelming, just how kind people have been. And so I'd say just please vote for me just for my experience and for the vision I have for the role. And if you'd like to know more, just come up to me and chat to me any day in the Arts Block.
I think the main part of my message that I really want to put across is just that I want to advocate an SU that comes to you, rather than an SU that is invisible, that's complacent, locked away in House 6, not caring about what students think. The SU isn't a club that you join, it's an institution that has a duty to represent you, and I don't think it's doing that at the moment. If you vote for me to be your communications and marketing officer, I can promise to make the SU more visible, more representative and more accountable.